Hi, I'm Sophie Fahey, and this is my first ever video post for my blog, Once Upon a Tome. I'll be reviewing the Hunger Games film adaptation, which just came out yesterday, March 23rd. Quick note, this does contain spoilers, a few, not many, but if you haven't read the book at least, maybe don't watch if you don't want me to give anything away. Just warning. So I went to the midnight premiere on Thursday night or Friday morning, whichever way you want to think about it, and I really dressed up and went all out. I dressed up as someone from the Capitol. I didn't have colored skin or anything, but I wore a ton of makeup and had fake eyelashes and fake nails and wore these ridiculous heels. It was really funny because nobody else dressed up, like nobody else. So I got lots of weird looks, and someone asked to take their picture with my friend and I. My friend was dressed up as Effie. She went all out too. But other than us, not too many people dressing up like at the Harry Potter midnight premieres. If you do get the chance to go to a midnight premiere, I suggest it. They're lots of fun and definitely life experience. So go to that if you get the chance. I think that this movie has gotten very mixed reviews. Lots of fans absolutely love it. And some people, are saying, "Oh, this is my favorite movie ever, best movie ever made." Just because they love the book so much, and the movie is a very good adaptation of the book, considering. There's been lots of other critics of it too who didn't really like the film very much or didn't think that it did the book's justice. I think one of the biggest critiques of the film, which I actually agree with, is the way that the violence is shown in the film. And because it's a PG-13 film, there can't be as much graphic violence as is in the book, but the way that they did the violence was actually kind of hard to watch because they would move the camera really fast and make the screen super blurry, and you really had no idea what was going on. And every once in a while they'd show like a bloody knife, but I really didn't exactly know what I was watching during the violent scenes because it was moving so fast. So that was one of the things that I liked least about the film. Another critique has been that the love story is played up too much and it's become too much like Twilight. I don't agree with this critique. I think that they could have expanded on it even more, especially Gale didn't have anything. And I know that Gale and Katniss's relationship is shown more in the second two books, but he really didn't have enough. And also with Peeta in the cave scene, it wasn't quite the same as the book. You didn't get the same impression of their romance. I did though. I really, really enjoyed the film and thought it was well made, and especially for an adaptation. Most adaptations disappoint you. And this one was definitely a little disappointing, but more so for me because I had such high expectations. I think if I hadn't had such good expectations for it, it wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be disappointed by it at all. But Suzanne Collins played a huge role in the making of the film. I think that she wrote the script, and I know that she had to okay all the costumes, and she was there for most of the casting. So she played a large role, so I was really thinking that it would be, exactly like the book, which of course film adaptations never are, but I was definitely thinking it would be. So like I said, really, really liked the film. Little disappointed. One thing that I was struck by was how good the casting was, especially of Katniss. Jennifer Lawrence plays her. She was nominated for an Oscar in the film Winter's Bone from last year. And when I first saw who was cast as Katniss, I wasn't really impressed, and I was thinking she didn't look anything like what I had hoped Katniss would look like, but she did a phenomenal job in the movie. Really just wonderful, and exactly how I pictured Katniss after the way she acted. She was wonderful. I actually heard she was the only person who auditioned for the role to make the casting director cry during her audition, which is further proof that she was really great at it. There were many other great actors in the film who I think that the casting was very, very good and pretty spot on in general for how I pictured the characters from the book. You know, you're always going to have a few disappointing people, but I really don't, off the top of my head, I can't think of someone who really disappointed me. One really cool thing about the movie was, because it's not first person, it was more as if you were someone watching the games from the Capitol or from the districts. They had Claudius Temple Smith and Caesar Flickerman, where they would have certain times when you would see something going on in the games, and then it would cut to them, like in front of an audience, talking about what they were thinking as, you know, this is happening in the arena. So, like when Katniss goes to blow up the careers supplies, they're, you know, talking about, will she figure out that it's landmine, or will she, you know, get blown to smithereens? And they're talking it through and talking about, you know, how well she's doing. And it was just a really cool perspective that you didn't get in the book that I actually really liked the addition of in the movie. Another similar thing to that was that you also got to see the game makers, like, station, I guess. It reminded me a little bit of some kind of, like, NASA station before a big launch or something, where they've all got, like, it reminded me of, like, a giant iPad in the middle that was the arena, a map of the arena with where everyone was, and they could, like, shoot fireballs at people, or it was cool. It was looking into how the game makers work, which was really cool to watch. So I really like those two additions. And like I said, the movie was awesome, and I definitely suggest going to see it, whether, just read the book first if you haven't yet. I don't know why you haven't yet if you haven't, but definitely go see the movie. But read the book first, but see the movie too, because it's really good, and I think that it's definitely worth it to see too. It's a movie that I don't feel like you'll regret. So, thank you for watching, thank you for reading, and I hope to see